Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Wait.
What is it?
Wait.
What?
Just give me a moment, please.
How will you feel having your ex and that of your spouse attend your wedding all in the attempt to ruin it? Well, this is the case of Teni in this film. Hi TNA movie chat lovers, welcome to my channel. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, this recap was not meant to replace the original movie, either should it stop you from seeing it in its full entirety. Always fall back to Prime Video for the full movie. Spoilers ahead. Guys, grab your hot popcorn and a very chill drink as I commence to the plot of this wonderful movie. Trust me, this movie will blow your mind, alright? The movie starts with Teni at work doing what she loves to do the most, which is fashion designing. Then later, we'll see her in a staff meeting with her fellow colleagues. Shortly, she receives the news of a big promotion which came with a car, and she couldn't hide her joy. She goes clubbing with her friends to jubilate for her promotion. We'll see her ex-boyfriend called Benjamin, who appeared at the club, and her friends stared at him in shock. Then Benjamin says, "Can I see you outside for a minute?" Teni followed him. Benjamin starts to woo her again in an attempt to come back into her life, but Teni shunned him, saying she don't want to be friends with him anymore. Then she left. When she came back, her friends asked her who that was. She told them he is her ex-boyfriend, so they laughed and blushed. Benjamin, in his bid to get her jealous, danced with another lady at the club. Back at home, Teni's friend kept vomiting from the drink she had taken from the club. Then her friend tells her that her phone is ringing. She takes the phone from her friend, and guys, guess what? It was the ultimate love of her life, Ekene. "Hey wifey," he said, and she blushed like, my goodness, love is sweet to beg, okay? Diche, Teni's elder sister, and her husband Jeff are in a living room having an argument. Apparently, she didn't want Jeff to travel when it was Teni's big day around the corner. After more dialogue, Jeff left, leaving the wife in tears. Then we'll see Teni, her friends, her husband-to-be, her dad, her sister, and then Benjamin, her ex-lover, at the airport, ready to fly for the wedding. Ekene asked her if she was okay while they were inside the plane, and she replied yes. Finally, they arrived at the resort in pairs. We'll see Annie, Ekene's younger sister, with Ekene's ex-lover Trish, checking into the resort. Jide's Teni's friend and colleague came to say hello to the ladies, but she ignored him. Ekene questions Annie on why she brought Tracy to his wedding. She said it's just a harmless visit. Ify came and asked Ekene for their room key as instructed by Teni. Annie, however, asks Ify why she did not ask for permission before interrupting their conversation. But guys, Ify snubbed Annie. In anger, she left, talking to herself. At night, the family gathered to have dinner, and Benjamin asked Ekene to explain to the house how they met. Ekene answered, saying she had come to his office on the fateful day to do a feature, and then he knew she was the one. Benjamin now played the role of a killjoy when he said that he should be sure of what he's doing because of the high rate of divorce in town. But Teni's dad said marriage is worth every step, divorce or not. Benjamin did not still stop there. He asked Ekene how long they have been together, and he said 10 months. And these 10 months, according to Ekene, has been the best 10 months of his life. Ekene also asked him if truly he's sure that she is the one for him and it's the best 10 months of his life, or he's just managing the situation. With this, every face turned red on him, including Ekene, who became very pale. Teni's phone rang and she rushed out to answer the call. Her sister got a message from her phone, and at once her countenance changed. Her dad asked her what's wrong, but she took permission and left without answering the question. She called her husband and queried him why Yvonne, his colleague from work, is there with him at the conference, but he said nothing is going on between them. Teni came in and Diche tried to cover up her problem with her husband with a lie. Coming back to the various seats, Teni meets Annie and Tracy on her seat. Then Trish moved to the other side later. Jide comes in and Teni hugged him so tight and later hugged Ekene. Teni moved aside to chat with Jide and he told her about his relationship issues with his girlfriend Nifemi and how he planned to propose to her during this visit. Ekene asked Teni why she allowed his mom have an upper hand in their wedding. Teni said he should be more concerned with his younger sister for bringing his ex to the wedding. Ekene tells her not to worry about Trisha. Then he hugged her. Whilst the couple were having their moment, a knock came at the door and it was Annie. She took Ekene away from Teni and he met with Trisha, who apologized for her past mistakes. Teni then went in search for her husband-to-be, and along the road she met Annie and asked her where Ekene was, but she did not respond. She met Benjamin along the road and he tried to seduce her, but this time, guys, Teni gave him a very hot slap. He now left her and later Teni met Ekene in the arms of Trisha. Heartbroken, Teni was forced to hug her ex-boyfriend Benjamin, all in her state of vulnerability. Shortly after, Ife missed the two of them and Benjamin left. She then asks her what the problem is. Ekene walks in and Teni questions him why he was holding hands with Trisha. He explained and they were fine. Ekene's mom sits furious at Teni and Ekene for changing her plans for the wedding and refusing to take her help. She demanded to speak to her son alone in private. Teni moves to join her dad, who starts making a phone call when he sighted her. She forced her dad to come join them in the game they had planned to play. At the game, Benjamin tested Ekene's level of knowing Teni by asking him to put vodka instead of lemonade in Teni's drink. But Ekene replied saying he knows the wife he's marrying and what she wants. They all laughed. Diche came to the table and tasted Teni's drink, then reacted in shock saying, "Why are you taking lemonade? You totally hate lemons." My dear, everyone's face lighted in big surprise. Back at their room, Ekene told Teni to be more open to him and no more secrets. Teni in her head kept wondering how she would tell him about Benjamin being her ex-lover. Tracy and Jeff bump into each other and she convinced him to come to the pool with her. Teni tried to put a light of hope and joy on Jeff's face about his lover's absence to the wedding. As she was leaving, Benjamin stared at her backside, making Annie to believe they might have some history together. Ife and Teni were chatting about their bridesmaids' attire when Teni noticed Ekene with Trish coming towards them. She moved to confront them but was stopped by Ife. She went all by herself instead and stood her ground. Ekene, on sighting the environment, left them both. She told Trish to go that way to the pool. Annie and Trish planned to go extra mile to get more evidence in order to ruin Teni's wedding. Annie told her to relax and take her drink. Jeff was snapping Tracy when Nifemi arrived at the resort, who happened to be Jeff's girlfriend. And on seeing Jeff snapping, hugging and kissing Tracy, she became very angry. She and Teni stood still like a magnet. Jeff ran after her, but she shouted at him and told him to let her be, blaming Tracy for their stagnant relationship and his refusal to propose to her.
Us have been together for 2 years and we're just stagnant.
Teni and Nifemi chat down the path with regards to the bridal shower. At the bridal shower, Tracy and Nifemi looked at each other with dismay. Then we see Trish and Benjamin in his room trying to have a good time together. She requested to want to use the restroom when she uses her phone to make a phone call to Annie. On her return, Benjamin had already fallen fast asleep. Technically, it appears that she may have put some pills in his drink. Then she calls Annie instead to come to the room as the both struggled to lift him up so they could open his phone. After more struggle, they opened his phone and got the information they needed. Going back to the bridal shower, Diche gave a warm speech and made a toast to Teni and Ekene. Tracy then begged Nifemi to help her get a drink, and she ignored her. Tracy then used this opportunity to clear up things with Nifemi, telling her to learn to trust her man as it is the only way her relationship could work, saying, "Jide and I are just friends, nothing more." She says all through the conversation, Nifemi stood still, listening to the smart girl speak. Diche later met Nifemi and gave some words of advice from experience since her man Jeff is with her. In her words, she said, "The most important question is he chasing after you?"
Chasing after you?
Ekene and Teni go for food testing for their wedding. There, Ekene mom appears and condemns everything. Humble Teni took it all in, but Ekene freaked out in anger and says, "Mom, you need to stop because it's our wedding. Then the guests that are coming is our guests." The mom blamed Teni for how her son spoke to her. She apologized to her and says they will cancel the food to what she wants. Ekene leaves and Teni followed him immediately. He blamed Teni for allowing his mom have the upper hand in their marriage. And she says the world will see her as the wicked daughter-in-law to be, and she doesn't want that. Cheating Benjamin calls his lover while in bed with Tracy. Unknown to him, she heard everything. Nifemi and Jeff sorted out their differences and they were back together fine and happier. The rest of the family and the lovebirds gathered in the garden, ready for their paintings and also getting ready for the D-Day. Suddenly, Trish and Annie came and told them all to check their wedding WhatsApp group, and Annie read the message to them, saying,
Are you okay? I'm worried about you.
Guys, at this point, the environment was really toxic and really heated up. Benjamin looked lost and Ekene was crying already. Tracy confronted Teni, who opened up that Benjamin was her ex. Bullshit, she said. Then Ify stopped her and told her that Teni isn't the problem, but Benjamin is. She said, "You're right." With this, she faced Benjamin and poured out her anger in tears. Nifemi held her. Teni tried to touch Ekene, but he pushed her away. Trish followed Ekene and told him to forget about her fiancé and wife-to-be. Ekene then recounted saying, "Get your filthy hands off me, and thank you for ruining my happy ever after." He told her how she slept with his sister's boyfriend, Henry,
Because you slept with Henry.
and gave him an STD in the process. Ha! Guys. He told her to leave him alone. Annie overheard everything and shouted, "You slept with my boyfriend." My people, they fought dirty and hit each other real hard. This particular area is the highlight of the movie for me, okay? Ekene's friend Tolu came to him and appealed to him to reconsider his actions. Nifemi and Tracy fixed their friendship back. Ekene's mom and Annie tried to talk more sense into Ekene, telling him that Teni is innocent in all of this and the whole problem and the fault is from his younger sister Annie. Ekene's mom then moved to Teni's room and told her that she accepts her to be her daughter-in-law and a member of her family. But however, she demanded that she wears her wedding dress. Annie came and rendered her own apology to Teni, who accepted and they hugged each other. Then guys, it was finally the wedding day. After all the drama, it was now the D-Day. Everyone dressed their best and Teni's dad walked her down the aisle with so much cuteness and glory. They danced and made merry. Suddenly, Jeff goes on one knee and pops the big question to Nifemi, to the amazement of all the guests. My darling, it was all dance, dance and dance. Teni's dad was about to pack out of their home because of his outstanding debts, but Diche's husband came to the rescue with a proof of payment as he had recovered the property. Diche reconciled with her husband and they hugged one another in joy. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. This brings me to the end of this movie recap today. I hope you did enjoy it. Please do well to like, subscribe, and leave your comments in the comment section. Keep the subscription rolling in, keep the viewing coming, and do well to tell me what you feel about this movie in the comment section. Thank you and bye.